Guess what? On this video I'm about to share with you, it's all about you being at your 30s and avoiding these 7 tricks or traps that can actually entangle you and limit you from achieving what we call the financial freedom. And by the way, on top of that, I'm going to share this information with you for free. I ain't going to charge you even a dime. The only thing that I want from you as a favor of return is to like this video. All right, down below there is a button that's written subscribe. It is in black. Hit that magical button. And I know you are like, okay, fine, Joseph, what if I ignore and just watch the video? Hey, guess the advantage, you'll be notified whenever I upload a new good video, because I do so each and every day. And guess what I talk about? Investments, tips, how to make money, and all those kind of things. All right, so let's get to the business. And by the way, if you're watching for the first time, I am Joseph, and I'm a guy with a camera and a good fair share with money knowledge. Let's get into the business. Now, the point number one thing that you can get yourself into trap, or is never considered a trap, but it is, especially when you reach that. And by the way, why 30? 30 is quite a critical time. Guess what we always say? When you're at 20 to 30, try many things. When you're at 30 to 40, learn from somebody and focus on yourself, because you're growing old, right? So trap number one is actually you believe that you need to have what we call enough money to invest. You always believe, hey, enough money to do what? To invest. You see, people usually believe that whenever you talk about investment, you're talking of millions, be it in dollars, in shillings, in whatever the currency that you guys are watching me from. You tend to believe like, hey, it has to be a, quite a humongous amount of money for me to invest. No. Whenever we talk about investment, we can start with as low as we can. I always say scratch where you can be able to reach. So if you live by this understanding that, hey, you have to wait until you reach to a particular point in terms of the financial muscle for you to invest, you ain't gonna do nothing. You're gonna hit your 40, you hit your 50, you hit your 60, and guess what happens? Once you hit your 60, you got your kids out there. Now you're gonna rely on your kids to support you, and if they don't, then you start living those quote unquote, I don't know, called curses and what have you. I mean, if you're watching this from Africa, you understand what I'm saying. Okay, so the point is this: when you're at your 30s, probably at this particular time, you got your families together, you got a kid or kids, okay, and at a particular point, hey, you're educating, or maybe you're giving, or rather you're paying school fees and what have you. So it's a very critical time, not only for you, or not only for your kids as well, but also for you as an individual. Because hey, in some years to come, you're gonna be retiring and productivity gonna be low. All right, so if you're making yourself like 30, 40, 30, 60, whatever the amount of money out there, salvage as little, even if it means as little as you can, channel it towards an investment, and that's how you grow yourself. So don't get into these things of, hey, I have to make a lot of money for me to invest, Joseph, and all. That's not the point. That's not the point. Okay, if you keep on justifying yourself, you ain't gonna take any action. Let's go to the point number two. All right, before I lose you, the point number two, it's actually you going out there and believing that your job will ultimately solve your financial problems. Okay, believing in your job, believing solely in your job. Okay, what do I mean? I don't mean like you quit today. No, that's not the point. The point is that understand one thing: job is what you exchange your time and expertise, and you're paid in return. That's for sure. All right, that's why you say maybe you're employed from 8 to 5, however they call it. The fact remains, see, I want you to get this point. The moment you realize that your money is confined within the parameters of time, okay, for example, let's say you are a HR somewhere, or maybe you're watching me as a secretary, a teacher, whatever you are, but you're employed somewhere. The fact remains, even if you underwork or you overwork, you're still gonna get the same salary. And probably if you underwork, you're gonna get fired. All right, so the point is this: see, the ability to make money, or the amount of money that you can make, it's actually confined within the parameters of time. Let's say you are a teacher, you're employed out there, you get yourself like 70,000, okay, or 60, or 10, or 50, whatever the amount of money. All right, take it as an example for your case. Now, that amount of money that you're employed, say, per month, it's confined within that parameters. Even if you do what within that 1 month, unless you do some other side hustles out there, that money gonna remain constant throughout the time. And perhaps maybe into 2, 3, 4 years time, maybe you have what we call the job ranks and what have you, and maybe salary increases in quite a very slow rate. Then job ain't gonna solve what we call the financial freedom. How do you do that? I always tell people, learn to live below your means. If you make 50,000, learn to live a 40,000 kind of a lifestyle, or if it's possible 30, or if you're not married, you can even live the half of that amount of money, and then that what you leave behind there as a surplus, then channel it towards what? An investment. And from wherever you're watching me from, each and every country, I believe there is something called mutual fund. You see, shares or stocks, there's something called, all those kind of investments. You can actually go ahead and do that investment that can actually facilitate you growing yourself to the next level. All right. So what did I say? What's the point to live here? Do not trust on your job. I did not say quit. No. I did not say that. Actually, job is a good thing as the primary source of your capital before you shift towards, self-employment. So once you live in job, just believe this. Hey, job, view it as something that is actually sustaining yourself, in a sort of a short period of time. Hey, I'm going to share something with you here. I always tell people life is usually divided into two categories. There's something called sustainability. Perhaps you've ever been talking about this. Allow me to repeat, okay? Sustainability is to sustain yourself, meaning that you have to eat, drink, dress, pay your school fees, debt, and what have you. That has nothing to do with growth. See, if you eat, you dress, you pay your school fees, it has nothing to do with growth, okay? Now, the point is this. At this particular point, this is to sustain yourself, to sustain your existence. There is another set of life is called the developmental part. The developmental part. And this is where we usually do or achieve it through, living that surplus from the sustainabilities, then we turn it towards development, and that's how you grow yourself, okay? All right. And now, by the way, the lifestyle of an individual net worth is not measured by how you sustain yourself better way in a luxurious way. No, it's measured on how much do you have in retention as far as the growth is concerned. Now, that helps us to go to the point number 3. The point number 3 is none other than you do not have what we call the financial goal. No financial goal, okay? No financial goal. Probably maybe you don't understand it's essential to have one, or maybe you don't even have the understanding of what is a financial goal. You see, a financial goal is that milestone you want to achieve in a particular period of time, okay? And that goal is actually well cleared and stipulated in your mind. By the way, I've never found anybody who does not have a financial goal. Probably everyone has a financial goal. The only what brings a difference between person A, who achieves it, and person B, who never achieved it, is because of 3 things. And I want this to stick at the back of your head forever and ever. Discipline, sacrifice, and consistency. Why? Discipline is what keeps you going, and the motivations and what have you. Sacrifice is when you know, hey, guess what? My aim is to get 100,000 by the end of 2024, and I usually save around 5,000, maybe let's say 10,000 at the end of the month. All right, you get the point. So it means that I need 10 months to do so for me to achieve that specific goal. And by the way, for me to be able to save this 10,000 each and every month, there is something that I've sacrificed. Why? Say maybe I pay, or rather I get paid 40,000. Therefore, it means I have to live a 30,000 kind of a lifestyle. It means that you living in that particular confines of 30,000 Kenyan shillings, or whichever the money out there, it really means that there's something that you're sacrificing. So therefore, it means discipline is doing that continuously, and consistency is actually incorporating that discipline in sacrificing. And sacrificing is that ultimate thing of denying yourself some of the luxuries and things that makes you happy in the name of achieving the goal that you're looking for. Am I making sense? Absolutely. If I'm making sense and you forgot to hit that like button, hey, do so. All right, let's get to the next one. Now, the point number 4. The point number 4 is none other but having what we call the financial illiteracy. Financial illiteracy. Hey, guess what? If there is a time that you're supposed to be looking forward in getting what we call the financial illiteracy, is when you hit your tier 30. At 20s, we can agree. Maybe you were a joker, you were young, you didn't know what's life and all those kind of things. Maybe at your 30s, now life is becoming a bit serious. You got your families, and if you do not, then you're about to, and all those kind of things. All right. So the point is this: at this particular point, it's not an excuse. It's not a question of if, but a must of you getting yourself what you call the financial literacy. And now you're like, okay, fine. Joseph, where do I get the financial literacy? No, you're already in the class. This is where you need to be to get the financial literacy. Financial literacy is basically understanding what do you want as far as the money is concerned. It's understanding money. You see, a lot of people tend to think that they understand how money works, but I came to realize most of the people do not understand. Financial literacy is understanding your numbers on your income part, the expenses, the difference. What do you do with the difference? Do I save? Do I invest? And if it's to invest, where do I invest? And what do I get? And what I get, what do I do with it? And by the way, what's that money that I get from my investment? It's called passive income, aka baby money. Now, what do I do? Okay, fine. Do I need an asset now? Do I need a cash flow, or do I need both? And what goes where? Is my home a liability? Is it an asset? Is it an investment? All those kind of things. Is policies, investments. If you understand all the nitty-gritties about money, then at all the occasion you'll be putting your money where your mouth is, or your mouth where the money is. Whatever the case, but make sure the two organs meet. Okay, right? So the point is this: get yourself the financial literacy, financial understanding, financial know-how, so that at least you can be able to progress yourself and grow yourself as far as the money is concerned. All right? Let's get to the point. Now, the point number 5. The point number 5 is none other than having what we call getting rich quick. You see, you're having this mentality of getting rich quick. Have you ever heard of people who are saying that, hey, guess getting rich quick? And by the way, if I show you my inbox and show you some of the kind of the text I usually receive, you can get to where some people just tell me very funny names. You know, they're telling me, hey, guess what? I got approached and these companies, I don't know how to review. I don't know how to post on my status on WhatsApp. I get paid. I don't know how to buy this kind of Bitcoins. I don't know. I do this. I trade. I don't know. I invest my money. I'll be getting this amount of money each and every day. Most of those things that actually assuring you or telling you that you're going to make a lot of money in maybe 24 hours time, a week's time, those are lies. And if you're at your 30s and you're still falling to this thing called the get rich quick, this is a thing that will actually get yourself into what we call the financial trap. Why? Because the moment you say get rich, by the way, there's nothing wrong with getting, and there's nothing wrong with rich, but where the problem is quick. Quick means time. Time means that you want to do a lot in a short period of time. Then at that particular point, it means then you ought to fall into trap. And the moment you get yourself into this aspect of time and approach it in a wrong way, then you're going to get yourself on the wrong dish. What do I mean? Like, okay, fine. See, rich, it means accumulating more. Having the ability. See, riches is not only making, it's also the ability to retain. So if you can make, by the way, you can have an individual who is making way more but has poor retention capacity. And remember one thing, net worth is always measured by what you retain, what you have, not how much you make. So the point is this, riches do not just, sort of view it from a point of it's only making a lot of it. It also means you having the discipline and controlling that what you own. And quick, yes, I understand you can be able to get so rich quick, but the point is this, at what occasion, at what procedures are you using? You see, if you use the parameters of scalability of your business, okay, if you solve more problems from different people, if you can solve a very expensive problem for a few number of people, you're gonna get wealthy in a very short period of time. If you can solve quite a substantial problems to a large volume of people, then you're gonna make a lot of money. And let me just give you a hint here. Remember one thing, and never forget this as long as you live. The money you make is directly proportional to the lives of the people that you affect. I'll repeat my point. The money you make, or the amount of money you make, is directly proportional to the amount of, or the lives of the number of people that you affect. Remember one thing, all the money that you're looking for, it is in people's pockets. We don't make money, we take money from people. Therefore, if you can solve their problem, then they're gonna give you the money that you're looking for. It's as simple as that, right? Now, the point is this, let's go to the point number 6. The point number 6 is none other than having this mentality of, hey, getting success is purely luck. Believing that success is purely luck. Purely what? Is purely luck. Well, let me tell you one thing. That's why I did include the word purely luck. No, there is an aspect of luck. I cannot deny that. That's for sure. Remember one thing, I always tell people that success is always an intersection between a hard work and luck. Whenever those two things intercede, at that intersection point, that's when we say it is successful. Some of the ultra wealthy individuals, they can tell you the process that they have gone through, but actually bringing things on board, sometimes you find it's hard for them to actually do so, unless they are thieves. Okay, but the point is this: success, yes, it has some aspect of luck in it, but you cannot eradicate the point of hard work. You see, it's always good to make sure that you work hard and you meet the luck along the way. Right? See, and this thing perceived as luck is when you put your house in order and when you put all the systems in place such that whenever an opportunity kicks in, it finds you prepared. Can you imagine this? You've been looking for money, and perhaps you do not even have a written, sort of a business plan of the business that you'd like to start. And then maybe, let's say, you've been looking forward into starting, let's say, clothing, our fashion design and whatever. And then you're looking forward into getting maybe, let's say, like 100,000 Kenyan shillings or $1 million bob, and then the money shows up. You've never even written a business plan. You do not know who does the suppliers, the distributors, all those, the nitty-gritties. Probably that money gonna stay in a bank just like that, idle, and then you'll be out there hovering and seeking and searching for ideas on how you can be able to actualize your business. But if you can be preparing yourself along the way, along the time, you're actually preparing. Hey, this is what I do. This is what I'm going to. So the moment the money shows up, you're prepared. You have the discipline. You have the financial literacy. You have the knowing. You have everything. So the moment the luck hits you, no matter how insignificant it is, you're always gonna maximize it and be able to make something out of it. By the way, have you ever seen a smart person person who doesn't have money. And have you ever seen someone who might about to call them down, but they usually have a lot of money, but they squander that money each and every time. And you always say like, hey, if I was to get an access of money like that guy, I'll be somewhere. That's the reality. Why? Because that person does not have the aspect of hard work. You see, hard work is a stretch of many things. It's not only you like literally working hard, but also being smart, having the literacy, having the understanding, and all those kind of things. Okay? So having purely this understanding that success is purely luck, then you're gonna squander that what you have, then I would call that a foolish, and it's not a thing you're supposed to be doing out there. All right? The last one but not the least is actually having this problem of procrastination. Okay, and you are non-committal. You see, procrastination, it means like, hey, you say you're gonna do this time round, you postpone and say, hey, I'm gonna do the another one. You are non-committed and all those kind of things that will get you into what we call a financial trap. Why? For example, let's say you are thinking about quitting some habits like gambling, and that habit is actually squandering your money out there. You're misusing your money, and you're like, okay, fine, this is really not a good habit, and then I'm supposed to shake it off. But the moment you say, hey, I'm gonna shake it from Monday, I'm gonna shake it from, you ever do that? Maybe at the beginning of this year 2023, well, depends on when you're watching this video. I'm actually making at the end of this year of 2023, and then maybe at the beginning of it you said, hey, there's some of the habits that you're gonna quit. Maybe about drinking, squandering your money and misusing your cash, feeding your emotions and appetites that is not really does not really mean any financial growth and such kind of a thing. So if you keep on procrastinating, then can get you into lots of problems. Oh, by the way, if you managed to watch this video up to this particular point, guess how I'm feeling? Thank you very much. And by the way, people asking me, hey Joseph, where can I get your number? Don't forget, my number is always on the description of this specific video. And again, my email is also there. You can shoot me an email. And if you'd like to get my personal services at a personal level, obviously, I do charge for my services. I do charge for my services. All right. I also have booklets about investments. If you're looking forward to getting information about money market fund, that's the, unit trust. If you're looking forward to getting things to do with the treasury bills, bonds, things to do with shares or the stocks, if you're looking forward to getting all those aspects of investment rates, index funds and what have you, hey, guess what? Just remain constant. Here I am, and I'm going to share that booklet for you. It only goes for 280 Kenyan shillings. For now, it's a goodbye and see you in the next one. See ya.